This is Interviews, the series where I interview folks I've never met before about theater, props, and the way that they work together. Today's guest is Joy Beeley.
What is a prop? If you can, sit on it, lie on it, pack it, carry it, use it to cook, eat from it, eat it, drink it, smoke it, read it, write on it, write with it, fill it, empty it, turn it on, turn it off, answer it if it rings, pay with it, play with it, plant it, use it to cause injury, heal with it, look at small print, or gaze at the stars with it. Dollars to donuts, it's a prop, and dollars and donuts are both props.
So, why don't we start with something pretty easy, which is just telling the folks at home what is it that you do at the Shaw Festival?
I'm the festival theater props runner. So I am one of a small but mighty crew that works backstage at the festival theater. And I specifically am in charge of props. So from the time they come down from rehearsal until the end of the run, it's up to me to make sure that they are where they need to be and they're in working order, and any maintenance that's required of them. I mean, there was everything in that show from, a crate full of penguins to a sarcophagus.
A lot of people probably don't realize that these are all separate jobs, right? That you are not necessarily the creator of these props, but that you're managing so much about their life on stage. And I think I'm really curious to know, how did you get into this kind of work?
Well, I have always been involved in theater. I think I was cast in a play in grade one, and kind of caught the bug from there. And I was in drama all through school, and acted as well as wrote, and like you do in high school, you do everything. Uh, but I have terrible stage fright, so it made sense for me with my love of theater to go and work backstage. So I originally planned to be a props builder, because props is sort of the thing that I identify most with. But for bigger places like the Shaw Festival, uh, props has runners. And when I discovered that I could combine my two loves, which was props and also being backstage during a live performance, that was it. That
Right.
was the job for me.
How do you, I mean, I have so many things I want to ask you right now. The big thing I want to ask you is, who were you in that grade one play, and what was the grade one play? That's my first big question.
The grade one play was a musical called Cowboy on the Moon. I have
This is
no
perfect.
recollection. I think I still have the program. I would have to find the program to figure out who I played. I was the youngest person cast with a speaking part. And after the performance, I went out in the wrong order to bow, and ended up like in the gym change room under a bench crying. I was so mortified, which is probably where my stage fright comes from.
Joy, you know that now I'm absolutely going to ask you to dig out that program and see what you can find and send us a picture of it.
I'll do that.
Okay, great. And if you have a photo of you in the show, even better.
I definitely don't have that.
It makes me think of this play that I did in grade seven that was called Readin', Writin', and Rockin'. And I have such a clear memory of it. So, how long have you been working at Shaw then?
This would be my 34th season.
Holy cow!
I know, it's a long time. Yeah, if we were there.
Joy, are you like the longest working person at the festival?
I don't think I am, but I'm up there. We've had a couple of people retire in the last few years, so I'm probably in the top five or six.
Wow.
But during that process and during production memos going back and forth, inevitably somebody or a few people will say, oh, this is massive. This is the most props we've ever had. And I've learned to take that with a grain of salt because
you know the truth.
I know the truth.
Is there a particular place, sort of on campus, I guess, but like, is there a particular place at Shaw that is important or special to you, or feels, I don't know, good?
The first day I ever worked at Shaw, before I was even hired as a full-time employee, was I think their 25th anniversary celebration, and I was part of a crew that came on stage to like clean it up, which involved, I don't know, like breaking 200 balloons or something like that. And we gathered in the shop, which is behind the stage, and then we walked through the door from the shop onto the stage, and there was a smell that hit me. And I now know it's whatever the floor used to be made out of, and they have since changed that, but not that recently. And that smell would hit me every time I did that walk for probably 25 years, and it would take me right back to that first call that I ever had. And it's a wonderful memory.
That's beautiful.
We had 10 or 12, I can't remember, of these like 5 foot tall rubber latex flamingos, and they were well handled. And so on occasion, when I was in to do maintenance, I would like give them a sponge bath. And I remember distinctly thinking one day, like, it's likely I'm the only person on the planet doing this right now. And how often can you say that about anything that we do?
Yeah, it's those moments where something's happening and you just think, it's weird that this is my job.
Exactly.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Niagara on the Lake style, wine-wise, red or white?
Gin and tonic.
Okay. Okay, and if you were in charge of programming the show that you would get to work on next, what show would that be?
Definitively, before I retire, I want to do Oliver, the musical.
Okay.
My favorite show of all time.
Great.
So hopefully TC sees this and maybe considers it.
This is what I've been telling everyone. When I ask them what show they want to do, I'm just like, we're just sliding these right into TC's mailbox. Thank you so much, Joy, for this. It's been such a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks for having me. Like I said, props don't get to be talked about very often, so I really appreciate it.
Well,